So I am going to take these Ollas, double check them, make sure everything's okay, turn the soil, add some worm castings, and then reposition the Ollas from 1 row of 4 to 2 rows of 4 and make sure the Ollas are good. That's funny. In my strawberry pot that isn't growing anything, it's growing a weed, of course. So I'm not sure if you can see the root beard that is on these Ollas, but they're not slimy, which is good, because before when I put fish fertilizer in the 10-gallon tank, they were slimy. So, these just have tomato roots all on them. But I'm going to plant a summer lettuce now and then put the shade cloth permanently up, because before I just had it kind of hanging over one side and down on the other. It looked like crap, but I was trying to see if the tomatoes did better or worse in the shade, non-shade, and they did worse. This particular bed was filled about halfway with wood chips too, which I'm not sure helped, because those are breaking down and releasing, I think it's nitrogen to the plants. It's something. They're releasing something to the plants. That probably wasn't great. So once I get this Olla out, excuse me, it's difficult to do in this one because it's such a small bed, and I don't want to take these hog panels off. I have this fear that they're going to come up and, whack me in the face if I try and do it by myself. Ooh, this one is covered in root beard. So it's good in between sorry, I got distracted. If you change out stuff in your garden, it's good to just double check the Ollas and see what's going on with them. I'm going to turn the water off. I don't even know if you can see me over there. So I'm going to turn the water off. I'm going to pop this top. Oh, there's no water in this. That's crazy. There's no water in there, that's why. Probably because I was letting this go. There's no slime, that's great. So it's clean. It's a clean Olla, there's nothing gross in it. This gasket is flipped up, so I'm going to flip it back down and have it seat correctly in there. Wipe anything off that looks sus. Or try to get it to seat correctly. I said seat. Okay. Clean off the top so there's no chunks of anything under there. Try to get it to go back on evenly. Now if there's any wiggle room on this zip tie, make sure you click it one notch up. This one looks like it's going to have wiggle room. And it's empty, which, yeah, duh. The seal is popped up. I'm going to pop it back down. I'm pretty sure it just does that when it goes in there, but you don't want to put it in there with it already like that. No cracks. These aren't wet. They're not leaking because there's no water in them. That will change today. This one could probably use one click. This could take the one side you can move, one click, and I want it to be just a little difficult because there was a gap in between the top and the terracotta. Not a huge one, but I don't think it needs to be a huge one for there to be a leak. So check this one. Looks good. There's actually roots under the cap on this one, which makes me wonder. I mean, this one did not, this particular barrel, I did not have to fill up that much, so not like some of the other ones that I have like a lot in the bed. You shouldn't have to fill it up a lot if you only have a few, but some of the other ones just drain too fast, and that's just my fault for not taking the time to go through them all and check them. As I harvest stuff and switch stuff out in the bed, I will. This one's gonna need 2 clicks. I just don't want to break the zip tie before the new ones come. I have extra, but it's a pain in the butt. A little twist. Okay. Pop this one off. This bed's pretty dry. I have not been taking care of this bed since I decided to get rid of the plants that were in here that weren't producing. Ooh. Come on. This one needs a couple clicks. I'm going to start with 1 click. You start with 1, don't jump to 2. Start with 1 click. That feels good. Okay, so there's my string of 4 I'm going to do. And before I add the second string, I have to change out a connector at the top, a splitter. I'm going to mess with all this dirt and add some stuff to it. I have, why don't I just move the strawberry planter instead of working around it. The strawberry planter with no strawberries and a weed. My weed planter. So you can see how this dirt is. Oh, grubby. So I know, since it has chicken popcorn in it, that I need to add some nematodes. Chick, 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 chick. Little chick saw it. We'll see if Eagle gets it. And I'm just going to mix this hay right in with it. Take the sticks out from the tomato. Some of this is easier if you just do it with your hands. I have an agitator, a tiller, I guess you should call it, like a cordless tiller for the garden. Thing's amazing, but I just don't think it would work great in this bed because of the hog panels. So I'm beholden to the hog panels at this point. I will have to say that now that the guinea fowl is not here, everybody seems a little more calmer. It is quieter, that's for sure. I don't think I realized how noisy he was until he wasn't here. I'm going to take the big chunks of this out because I don't need all that. And I definitely don't want a ton of this as mulch with the lettuce. So those bugs will just get right up on it. Bluey is just standing at the gate staring at me. I can't let him out because he's going to try to find a way to break in here. That's his new favorite game. I did let him out for a couple hours. And I got some, like little, not tent stakes, but like more industrial than that for around the bottom of the fence. Which I don't think is going to help because I think it just made the fence more taut, so it's easier for him to use his horns and break in. That's probably what I did. I aided and abetted Bluey. I really hope that you're not just hearing grunting and heavy breathing like I'm out of shape. That would suck. Try to hide the breaths. Tune in next week to hear me grunt and heavy breathe while I do something. Look at his root beard. That's what the Oya pot is surrounded with. The roots just go right up on it and take whatever they need. The middle is gonna be tricky. More root beard. You know what's weird is it smells like tomatoes in here, but not like fresh tomato plant. God, there's so many roly-polies in here. What do I get to get those? There's also like on this stick, there's like weird bugs. They're roly-polies. Remember when you were a kid and you thought those were cute? Then you grow up and put all this money into a garden and they destroy it, and then you have to actively hunt the thing that was cute. Trauma. Give me some of this. Now we get to move to the other side. All right. This side's going to be even trickier. Yes. We love a challenge. Not every part of every day, though. It does seem like every move we make out here, it's like you try to take one step forward and then you have to take 2 steps backwards because you didn't realize you did it wrong and why you have to do it a different way. And like the goat pen that Seth built, I mean, it did not start out that beefy, but we had 20 people telling us that we're doing it wrong, and rookie mistake listening to 20 people. I mean, yes, of course you definitely want to get people's opinions who have done it. Who have done it is key. Look, I'm using the fence for me. Sort of. Okay. In my mind, I just mix all this in with the dirt. It's not working like that. Just need to break it up first. and turn it with my hand. Oh, that other side is hard. It's packed in there. I don't think the roots, like the dirt, needs to be turned super deep. I would say like the first 4 to 6 inches, because lettuce roots are not that deep. That's too much. It's too much of that. And I don't want to have a lot of this straw again. I think I mentioned earlier I will not be doing that again. Because the bugs, it hides them. Whew. Man, I saw a video of this lady who went out to clip her roses and she got bit by a rattlesnake. It's nothing sacred. Roses. And that wasn't even in like a rural area. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the side I gotta try to hand mix a little. Come on. Do I want to leave that in there? No. It'd be different if I was like just leaving the bed till next season. I wouldn't mind the tomatoes being in there, so like maybe they would just sprout next season, but I don't want rotting fruit in a bed that I'm actually going to try to grow something in. This soil is warm. So I'm going to take the 4 that I have and lay them out kind of as far as I want them to go. Just shuffle everything around over and over and over again. Okay, so I want one right there, right there. Yeah, that's good. Then I am going to get the other ones ready. That one looks like it's gonna leak. Let's hope it doesn't. So whenever you pull one up and this bottom ring is flipped up like that, before you put it back in, make sure you've seated it correctly so that it's not flipped up like that. So that's how it should look when you put it back in. It may flip up when you put it in there, but it shouldn't already be flipped up. This one has the end piece, so it's going to go at the end. So again, I'm doing 2 rows of 4 in this bed instead of 1 row. I'm going to check this one. It's flipped up. No cracks. Just dirt. Do not screw it all the way down because you have to let it burp. I know I have one more lid over here. There it is. This one is already seated correctly. Just gonna pop it in there. Bueno. Okay. Now, let me find my shears. Aha, found them. So, I think I cut all my long pieces last time. What I am going to do is, no, I'm just going to need long pieces. So I have to make a split. I'm just thinking about what's the easiest way to do this. Here's my splitter. That's going to come off of the hose from the bucket down and then split. So I am going to have to cut this piece. I'm going to have to cut this piece and rework this one. Excuse me. Okay. The water's off. Okay. So I think if the split were about here, try to cut it straight, make sure there's no kink. Ideally, this piece would still work. There's like a false seating in there where you think it's in there, but you got to push past it just a little bit. So yay, I didn't have to waste any of that. And then I have a smaller piece that I can use over here. Except I don't know where I just put it. Found it. Okay. I'm becoming more and more okay with spider webs. Not my favorite. Also, not the worst anymore. Okay, so that's that. And then what I'm going to do is dig the holes as I go so that I don't mismeasure the lines. So let me get my spatula thingy. Nope, it's not a spatula. Huh. What is this, a trowel, spade? I don't know, this thing. Okay. There's a bit you can buy for this that just digs right down in there. I actually got that and I've never used it once. I think that's for somebody doing like thousands of these maybe, I don't know. It would be easier, but I always forget I have it until this part and then it's like, oh, I'm already here. And again, hi little tiny rooster. One of the three amigos. Again, my mind, you want to put as much as the cup in as possible without burying the lid, because you know that's all like the terracotta is like square footage of that you're trying to get. So I think that is good. Start. And I want to make sure my bed is how I like it, like kind of like up on the sides. So if water runs off, it'll puddle instead of going down the sides of the bed. So I'm just going to do this side first since I'm here. I don't have to go back and forth, back and forth. I feel like I'm playing like a game on TV that, you know, like you gotta try and do this behind this grid. Okay. I think I hit a pocket. Oh, there's something down here. Ah, no. It's like a stick or something. Let's see. More grunting. Still, yep, that's fine. That's good. Okay. So I'm trying to leave enough room to where I can plant this wonder lettuce here, 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 and here with enough room to grow and close enough for the water. And I'm gonna try my hardest not to overplant it. We'll see how that goes. Get out of here. And you too, zip tie. I still have a giant black trash bag full of stuff in here. I did take one out though, there's just another one. A little dirt to the face, yes. Okay. Perfect. And our last one on this side will be over here. Bing, bang, boom. Right. And while I'm here, let's go ahead and plumb the Ollas. Whew. Oh, double check the end. Make sure it's... When all else fails, just cut a little tiny bit off if it looks wonky. If you're like me, just make it a little wonkier, I guess. Damn it. Okay. That was a good cut. All right. Moving and grooving, moving and grooving. If you cut it just a little short, you can always just cut another piece the right length and save that piece for later, because I guarantee you if you have more than one bed set up, you'll use that piece for something else, even if it's just tops. Ooh, got bit by something. Not like ouch bite, but itch bite. I hope it's not one of the itch to ouch bites. Okay. Chickens are, oh great. Rowdy's putting on a show with a hen right there. Hopefully it's off camera. Pretty sure I'll get flagged for that. You have the whole yard. You could go do that. The whole yard. No, right next to me. I have completely jumbled this line. So that's nice. Okay. And the plumbing is done on the other side. Should I have put the worm casting in before I did the Ollas? Probably. Did I forget? Definitely. Oh well. But I will put them in. Just... Okay. I don't know why this side is more bothersome than the other side. Let's see. A little bit more. Okay. That is a really damp spot. That was getting good water. So that bed over there only had 4 Ollas in it too. And then it's full of, I think, 8 large tomato plants, which did really well until it got hot. I think I mentioned before, you're supposed to move, I think I said the Ollas up, but it's not the Ollas. You're supposed to move the reservoirs up maybe like 8 to 10 inches when it's hot. And it helps helps feed them more, helps drain the water more. But I don't have it set up like that, so that's why I'm top watering in the morning and at night, just to give a little extra. But the Ollas, regardless of moving them up, are still doing a lot for the plants. More than just watering alone did last year. So, but because this is lettuce and it's not in as much shade as that one is, even with the shade cloth, this one is in more direct sun. The tree doesn't give it as much shade as the other one, so that's why I'm putting extra ones in here for the lettuce. Ooh, my toe is on a stick. I wear flip-flops in the garden. I love to be barefoot or have flip-flops on when I can, and it doesn't work great out here. I'll walk right out there and stub my toe on a 4x4 or something and still wear flip-flops. Okay. I think I'm over a little too, yeah, I'm over too far. Grunt. Well, I only saw one grub in here, so that's not too bad. Maybe he just moved in. Last one. I'm probably going to dig through here and just get more of the hay out tomorrow, or before I plant it, before I plant the lettuce, because I feel like it's going to bring bugs that are going to eat my lettuce. And tomorrow I want to cut some PVC to kind of throw around the seeds to protect them a little bit. Yay, I get to work on this part. It's not as gnarly as the other part. Okay. Well, that's good, not great. Let's see where I deviated. I'm adding some earthworm castings. Just to replace some nutrients that the tomatoes took from the soil. I'm also going to add an organic fertilizer too, not the fish blood, but I will do that one probably tomorrow, since I'm gonna water tonight and let this kind of, I'm gonna mix it in a second. Up on my little shelf. Kind of agitate it in there. So all of these are unscrewed just a little bit and they'll start filling up with water. I can hear it. And then when the water comes out of the top, you'll see it. Sometimes it looks like there's still air stuck in it. You wait till that stops and there's like a steady flow and then you tighten it. and it should move on to the next one. I will have to check this bucket again in the morning, especially because the soil was so dry that, you know, not only are the cups going to have to fill up, well, soil's not going to be dry now. Not only are the cups going to have to fill up, but then, you know, the soil pulls from it as well. I'm just watering the top because of the worm castings I just put in there. This will kind of make it difficult to see, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. While we're waiting for the water, I'll just water the other plants behind it. I forgot to turn it back on. Yes, I did. Oh, there we go. That helps. I guess I could not hear it filling up a minute ago. Any minute, they're going to start pouring out of there. Any minute. Here it comes. So I'll tighten that one. Let's see if it goes down this way first, or this one and that one and this one and that one. It's my experience, it's usually a full row first. And here comes this one. Looks like this one's next. Yep. This one's coming. Just waiting for this last one. There it is. Oh, get down. Okay, that is a wrap. That one's done for tonight. Okay, so I just checked the bucket on the bed with the pole beans. Remember the first day we put it in, the bucket drained, and I actually replaced this Oya over here, which is strange because that was one that was already there, and the bucket is still holding a lot of water, so I think we're doing good. One more check later on today, only because I can't remember if I filled it last night, but even then, if it was leaking, it would have drained out overnight significantly if it was a big leak. And then the bed that we did for our summer lettuce, the water is about up to here, which is great because that means everything's holding nicely. So now that we know that there's no significant leak, I can go ahead and plant the lettuce today and then rewrap the bed with the shade, which it will definitely need for the lettuce, and just, trim up a few things. Mess with the soil a little bit more. I got it nice and wet last night after I put the worm castings in it. But yeah, it looks like it's doing good. I'm pretty excited. So we'll check in later when we plant the lettuce.